A heartbreaking scene is now playing out in Jindo, South Korea, where relatives of those missing after that ferry sank off the South Korean coast have gathered. Today, that heartbreak boiled over into anger as relatives of the dead and missing rushed officials giving a media briefing, even throwing something at one. The death toll now stands at least 46 after 13 more bodies were found today. But with more than 250 people still missing, most of them high school students, it is a number that will almost certainly rise. The captain of the ferry has now been arrested along with 2 crew members. Prosecutors say the ship's inexperienced third mate was at the helm in challenging waters when the ferry sank. Seth Doane met one mother consumed with grief.
Divers battled heavy currents that continue to shift the submerged ferry. They searched for survivors, but found only more bodies today. A Buddhist monk chanted a prayer for the dead at this pier in Jindo that's a base for the rescue. It's packed with relief workers, volunteers, and at its edge, families. It's as close as they can get to the submerged ferry and their missing loved ones.
What are you sitting here thinking about?
I feel like hope is dying out, Bae-sun Oak told me. Her 17-year-old son was on that high school trip. Families gather around giant TVs at this pier for updates, but the news has not been good. I saw on the news today that they found dead bodies on the 4th floor, she said. I wonder if my son was one of them. There are stalls here offering free food, clothing, and blankets, but it's little comfort. What is important is pulling our children from the sea, she said through tears. I am his mother. I can't bear the fact that my son is inside the ocean. Cranes have been brought in to lift up the ferry. The work will not begin until families grant permission. How can you have children underneath the sea like that for several days, she asked. They're just kids who never got to live the life they wanted to. We left Bae-sun Oak where we found her, gazing out toward the gray, no horizon in sight. She told us when she looks at the sea, she thinks of her son.
Seth Doane joins us now. Seth, such grief as we just saw, also a lot of anger in that gymnasium. What can you tell us about that?
Yes, Jim, we have seen a real growing sense of frustration among these family members. We spoke with one woman who went to that stage in that gymnasium and yelled at other family members, "What are we doing just sitting here?" We asked her what she meant. She said as this rescue effort has dragged on, her hopes of her younger brother's survival have dimmed. Her frustration with authority has only grown.
Seth Doane amid the heartbreak in Jindo, South Korea. Thank you.